I am. Oh. I didn't. I'm sorry. Thank you for checking that. Type in my name. Test. Okay. Ready.
Okay, we're ready now.
Yeah.
Live and ready.
We're live and ready, guys.
You're live.
We're
Hey, guys.
live. This is live TV.
Whoops. Love y'all.
Oh.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
It's Celebration Friday, guys.
It's
That
celebration.
is-
Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Well, all right. Hold on. All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I forgot what I was doing.
PRMI.
PRMI. Big shout out to PRMI Mortgage, Primary Residential Mortgage, a proud sponsor of basketsforgood.org, November 21st, 2020. Pursue the American dream with a great home loan experience.
Yes. And shout out to Miss Amy for just being amazing to work
Yes,
with. So,
Amy
yeah.
Thebo, the rock
Mhm.
star. Make
Yeah,
sure you
You rock
visit
that behind the
Amy.
mission.
lendingwithpassion.com. What a great name,
Isn't it? Yeah.
isn't it? Lending with Passion
Yes. There for all your lending needs.
for all your lending needs. Yes.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
Jesse asked if we're drunk.
are y'all drunk?
Not at the moment. No.
Not at the moment.
We have had lots of coffee this morning.
Grateful coffee on top of that.
Yes.
Gratitude
yes.
coffee.
Yeah.
Take this-
Gratitude. Okay, so speaking of, now I'm ready to bring it up, I think, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, it's Celebration Friday. So happy Celebration Friday. Ray Higdon, I'm a member of his Rank Makers group, and I have been plugging in and paying attention for the last few days. And I'm taking that up as my October challenge, even though it's October 16th. You can start anytime. And but basically, it's Celebration Friday. So what is something you can celebrate that you have done? What is something you can give yourself credit for? We very easily can go to the 20 things we didn't get done this week that we meant to. But what I'm talking about, that one thing where you need to pause and be proud of yourself for.
Boom.
So I have not had an easy week. It's been an emotional one. So I confronted some things that needed to be looked at, and I kept moving through them. So here we are Friday. I'm feeling good. I feel like I've steamrolled through a lot of that. And so I'm proud of myself for that. So what are you guys proud of for you?
Good job, Courtney.
Thank you.
Good job. Go ahead, Michelle. Ladies first.
Ladies first. I am proud of myself because my computer died this week, which is a disaster. And the last time my computer died was before I started working on myself and being the best version of myself, which was about 4 years. Well, it died 4 years ago. I didn't start working on me till about 2.5 years ago. But I panicked, freaked out, stressed out last time that happened. And this time I'm just like, okay, what do I need to do? And what passwords do I need to save? What do I need to make sure I have backed up? And I stayed calm. I did feel the tendency to freak out and stress out because I need my computer. And now I'm without a computer for 2 days at least. But I resisted that. I recognized it. I was aware. And so I'm very proud of myself for not letting that stress me out and just going with the flow.
We are
Yay.
proud of you too. Yes.
Thank you.
Whew.
Especially
had
knowing
a-
anxiety is your favorite flavor of suffering from the
Yeah.
past. So I'm very proud to hear that.
Thank you.
That is good.
Yeah.
Man,
What about you,
I had
Superman?
I had a rough week. It wasn't the best week. It wasn't bad. I'm not gonna say it's bad because I know that other people have had worse weeks this week, and there's a lot of things going on with other people. So I'm not gonna say that it was a bad week. It just was not my ideal week. This morning, we started off this morning with like Sebastian blowing up. I snapped at him. He cried. Jesse got upset. Like it was chaos in the Leon household this morning. But we rebounded and now we're back on track.
That's good.
So
Good.
I went out for a walk this morning. It was cold. It was cool weather outside and I went for a walk. That made me feel better. Took a shower, hopped on, put on my Superman shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Change your state.
Gotta feel better.
Yeah.
What's
Good
interesting
job.
to me is
Yeah.
that we know what to do to feel good, and sometimes we don't even do what we know to do to feel good.
Sometimes we even
Yeah.
just choose to feel bad. I do
Ooh.
that sometimes. I'm like, you know what? I'm in a bad mood and I'm just going to be in a bad mood today. I know how to get in a good mood and I don't even want to.
Yeah.
See, I get it. You know what? I feel that way too, and I call that my baby mode
Yeah.
because I feel like I might as well just put on a diaper
Yes.
and suck on a baby bottle
I call
because
my, it's funny because I call my, one the days that like if I have a cry day, which is very, very rare these days, I call it a crybaby day. I say,
uh,
I'm having a crybaby day.
so I think one day we should just dress up like babies.
I don't know about that one.
We're gonna create. I'm gonna create a big playpen,
Oh my
full
God.
size playpen, and we're gonna all dress up like babies and do a live recording.
We could be
Oh,
babies for Halloween.
We could be
yeah.
babies.
There we go. Oh, that would be awesome to give up all responsibility for a minute. Okay. I think it's funny that the word chaos keeps coming up. What'd Jessie say? Oh my.
She doesn't like his baby mood.
No, she's allowed to say that. She's your wife. But the word chaos keeps coming up. And I took a class about the mentality of money this morning. Random side note, but I took a lot of notes and the word chaos came up the entire time. But chaos are your connection, your creation threads. So whenever chaos happens, often what we do is so this was in terms of money, but like your brain shuts down, you go into panic, and then all creative energy is gone. You put a halt to it because you're in chaos. But actually, like chaos right now means that's the opportunity to recode the exact moment, the situation, recode it, change it, do something with it. And so it's just kind of back to that lesson that how you react in the chaos controls your next moment, whatever that means for you. You're going through it. But yeah, so instead of so one that I threw out that anyway, if you have money, instead of saying money, say abundance vitality. But I came up with another one. So yeah, so instead of chaos, say creation threads. Because if you're thinking of it like, okay, I'm being thrown thousands of creation threads right now, that's also can be overwhelming, but when you say it like that, you're like, okay, well, which one do I need to grab onto to make the next moment better, and the next moment better, and the next moment better? And so I just want to share that with you guys because y'all kept talking about chaos, and I'm like, there's a running theme here. So creation threads.
I love that because it's really just, rewiring your brain. But I did a Facebook Live this week on a similar topic. So if you're reaching toward a goal or something like that, a lot of times we are in problem solving mode. So if you're trying to lose weight, you're tired of your clothes not fitting, you're trying to solve a problem. But if you can shift your mindset to creating something you desire, then it totally shifts your focus. It's the same thing, but you're focused on something good instead of solving a problem, which just is bad energy.
That's the difference between moving away from something and moving towards something.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And our brains try to conserve as many calories as possible so that we have those calories, the energy available for our bodily functions and life. And so our brains, if we're in problem solving mode, and that's how we're thinking, our brains are like resistant to what we're trying to do because our brains have to burn too many calories to do that. And so if we're creative and focused on building something or creating the life we desire, then our brains are like, okay, I can do that.
It's literally too much work. That is the literal definition of it's too much work for our brains.
Mm-hmm. And Michelle coded it earlier with when the panic kicked in with your computer, you stopped and you breathed. Yeah. So the power in stop, breathe, and like what Stacy on last Friday's podcast, Stacy Densford, neuroscientist that we interviewed, that was fascinating. But stop Stacy. She said that. So it would be stop Courtney, stop. So use your name and just pull yourself kind of from fight or flight mode back to the moment, back to where your feet are. Sorry to find Michelle.
Because your name is familiar to your brain. So it's taking you back to something you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then one thing you really taught us this last month, Ricardo, is just the simplicity of breathing better. And, are you breathing through your mouth or through your nose? So it can just be that easy to if you can get yourself there, you don't have to figure it out in the moment, but get yourself paused and breathing right. those wires will start coming on again instead of shut down because you're in panic mode, you know.
Real quick, let's go to the comments. Leslie Martini, she says,
Martini time.
say your name.
Say your
Bessie
name.
says, this week I'm proud of my Wonder Woman Funko Pop corner. I finally organized it. She did. She spent like 2 days organizing that corner.
This corner needs a cameo here soon. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as well, like and share. So our prize this month is the Ultimate Relationship Program by Tony and Sage Robbins. It's a $200 value. And to win it, all you have to do is like and share with hashtag Force for Growth. And Vanna White is holding what will be your prize if you are the winner. So, and every time you share it and hashtag it, it's another entry.
That's going to be a good one too, because just his portion of relationships on Ultimate Edge program. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. So that's, I can only imagine what that is. I want to win it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to put an asterisk next to I'm going to put an asterisk next to Force for Growth Live. Participants of the podcast are not eligible.
I want it.
Oh, man. What does passion mean to you guys? Like I'm looking at the PRMI from this morning, and I'm just looking, lending with passion. What does passion mean to you?
What's that dose of like coffee or caffeine, but that thought you can have that is a dream you have that just like lights your body up?
What are you passionate about, Courtney?
I'm passionate about inspiring the world, like waking the world up to that we have the keys to change. We have the keys to design anything we want. The only reason we don't believe it is the BS story we've told ourselves. I think that's Tony Robbins.
What are you passionate about, Michelle?
I am passionate about teaching women that life doesn't have to be so hard, because I've learned it the hard way, but teaching that you can take care of yourselves without it being another thing you have to do, like layer it into your life. You can layer health into your life. And I am so overly passionate about that, because women make its life too hard, and it doesn't have to be so hard.
Yeah.
That's what
I would replace that with people.
I know, but I've always had a heart to serve women. And so that's why I say women. That's my passion, is to help moms and, just women, because I know I can relate to women. And so I just have a huge passion for that.
What's the one, I know there's several, right? But what's one pattern that you see consistently in the people that you've been serving?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I think in terms of health, I think that we take health on as an extra. So we have so many things to do already. We're wearing all these hats, and we take health on as, now we got to exercise, now we got to diet, whatever. And you don't have to do that. You can layer it into what you're doing, so it fits right in, and it's not just one more thing you have to keep up with.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I think, because the minute that you said that, I'm like, yes, it's one more thing. Yeah. It's one more thing on top of everything else. It's not part of the lifestyle.
That's why people don't stick to it. That's why they quit, because it's like, I got too much. I do that. When I try to start an exercise program, I never stick to it. But what I have learned to do is to take care of my body in my life. Like it fits in, it layers in. It's like a cupcake with a whole bunch of icing on top, and the cupcake has all these things we're doing, and the icing's on top, which is the health, or a layered cake.
I love that.
You got your mom hat, you've got your entrepreneur hat, or your professional, or your teacher or educator or whatever, and the icing is layered in, and it just fits, and it's clean, and you can do that. I see a lot of people that layer in TV shows every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Before the streaming and on-demand stuff started happening, and before it was popular, before TiVos and DVRs, you would layer your life around this TV show, because it would only come on once and you wouldn't be able to catch it again. Mm-hmm. And we are people who are capable of layering, but when it comes to health, it's always a to-do. Yeah.
But TV is never a to-do.
Right. And that's what I am passionate about is just teaching people that it doesn't have to be a to-do. It can be layered into what you're already doing. So it doesn't take extra time. It doesn't take extra effort. It's just like changing your decisions and substitutions. There's so many ways to layer it in where it's not something
burden.
else you got to
Yeah.
do.
Because
Like,
the minute
just
that you
marry
say
them
to-do
with-
list,
yeah.
it's like burden. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Mhm.
another thing that needs to be done.
I did that
Yeah.
for 30 years. It doesn't work.
It
It
does
No.
not work. All
You
right,
can't
real
stick
quick,
with it.
guys. Jessie wants to show off her Funko.
I love it. Go,
That's
Jessie.
awesome, Jessie.
Look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh.
Like all
I'm
those
gonna
are
have to
Wonder
come see
Woman.
that.
Wow. Good
And
job.
I don't know if you see the whiteboard, but it says Jessie loves Ricardo.
Oh,
Aw. That's the best. That's the best. Man, that is the best Wonder Woman corner I've ever seen, Jessie. Hands down. It might be the
Yes.
only one, but that doesn't matter.
Speaking of passion, for the longest time I didn't know what I was passionate about because I just like enjoy doing things. Like I enjoy
You're passionate about passion.
I just enjoy doing stuff. Like I just enjoy doing things. It's like, okay, is it something I'm gonna enjoy or something I'm gonna be like about, right? And it's hard to because people like when you go to a seminar, you go to something and they do these exercises. They're like, what are your 5-year goals? What are your 10-year goals? What are you the most passionate about? And for the longest time, I just sat there like, dude, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what I am passionate about because that seems like such a strong emotion to just be like, I am passionate. I am so and then like the Latin lover in me comes out like, I'm so passionate. Oh, what do I just feel so passionate about? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But now I think I'm just getting to the place where I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm just passionate about spreading good messages. I'm passionate about making a difference. And I would feel bad at times because I would think that was very broad. Because what is the one thing that they tell you about goal setting? Be specific.
Yeah.
Be as specific as you can
Measurable and specific.
be measurable and specific. Like that's what we're being taught when we go to goal setting 101. It's got to be specific. It's got to be specific. It's got to be specific. Because even like when I tried to, and this is a great example, Michelle, when you were talking about what you were passionate about, I was like, people, and you're like, nope, that's too broad. Let me bring it back down. Right.
But you bring up a good point, though, in that you don't have to know the end point. You just need to keep moving towards what resonates. So,
correct.
Like you did the right thing, Ricardo. You have kept going towards programs and lessons and things and groups of people and speakers and and you are so equipped now to design whatever passion flows your way. Because of the skills you've built up.
I would say, Ricardo, that you're probably very passionate about feeding hungry families because you and Jessie created a nonprofit organization that does that. You can see your passion in that. That's passion.
Your passion to help end suffering. That is what I see, hands down.
So let me ask y'all this. What is the line between passion and fun?
I think that something you're passionate about is fun for you.
Yeah. You got to find the one that fits in both boxes.
You're not always...
Because your passion will pull you through on the non-fun days. But that's not saying your passion isn't fun. It's just saying stuff's easy, stuff's hard. It goes in waves, So you need both. Otherwise, you're not going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Because the basket delivery is fun. Like, I have a good time. Like, to be honest with you, though, the work leading up to it is not that much fun.
Yeah.
But the day of, it's like, yes, it's like the best day ever. Yay. But the moments leading up to it, not much fun. We just
but that mission resonates so deep that on those days that week before baskets, it's stress is the highest
it is
year round. So just seeing that, but that's what pulls it through, and that's what trickles down to just emphasize the organization. That's what y'all are teaching us to do and allowing us to help with, and I
feel like I have a lot of fun. I do a lot of fun things. This is fun. Like coming on here and hanging out with you guys and talking to everyone and chatting it up and not knowing what's really going to happen today and what we're going to talk about. That's fun.
It is fun.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
I
It's
agree.
fun. And now that we're like superstar rock stars about it, it's even more fun.
Yeah, go look at our first podcast.
Oh my goodness. I went and looked at it the other day and I was like, what
I
am I
did
wearing?
too.
Why am I wearing
The
that
funny
big
thing
old
is,
thing on
we
my head?
changed the name, so you'd have to search a little bit deeper to find the very first episode. But isn't that funny how that was designed? We
It
were already like,
is.
what, 10
Like
in before we were like, oh, we need to change the name.
even our cameras look better, our whole setup looks better, our sound is better, everything.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun. Like I
Yeah.
just have a good time. I look forward to hanging out with you guys and
Mhm.
chatting it up and seeing what's going to happen and talking to our guests. And that's fun.
Yeah.
I love
And
our guest, like Susie. She says, I love listening to y'all. I'm like,
Aw.
I love chatting with, because Susie and I went to high school together. And so getting to interact every week with my old friends is so fun,
Mhm.
and new
is
friends.
is health fun to you, Michelle?
Health is awesomely fun to me. And it used to
I
be
like that.
misery, but yeah, I love it. It's exciting and I love it.
Mhm.
I can see
That's
it in your face.
like one thing which to be fair, I'm not a vegan right now, but I'm also not labeling my diet right now. But that's one thing I love about trying alternative diets is you, especially veganism, because you take out the dairy, you take out the meat. There are so many flavors you're used to cooking with that you can't cook with. So whenever I do have a successful 6 months or year or whatever, I learned so many dishes that are delicious that I would never have learned unless I merged those two flavors. Only reason I merged those two flavors and tried it out was because, it was different than, so it's just, you don't know unless you try. Like as cliche as
Mhm.
that sounds, like you don't know if you try. Like, okay, our podcast, if you would have said like, hey, let's just wing it and not really plan, except, I mean, on Mondays we plan a word. Every other week we maybe plan a guest, but that's it. Like even the guests will be like, what are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about you. But no,
We do get that a
but
lot.
we do. But I love it because like look at how fun, that's the factor we love about it now. It's like we'll get into some juicy topics before and we're like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. I don't want to know what you're about to say. I don't want to know what you think on that. I want to hear it live. And like the organic and authenticity of that, like it really trickles. And it's been real important to me looking back over the last 6 months. I'm like, oh, look at how much like I'm laying more into being authentically me and trusting that I'll think of the right thing to say in the moment. I don't need to remember or an outline or this and that. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
Lord knows we've all spent enough time absorbing personal development content, and if you truly believe your brain is there with you, like it always has been, it'll tell you what to say at that time. It'll give you that nudge at that time, but you got to listen. You got to be able to
So
tune in.
where is the line between being authentic, having fun, and being passionate? Where's that thread at?
You're throwing some
I was about to say, do they have to be separate?
questions
But
at
yeah,
us
there will
today.
be. Okay.
I like how y'all are like, we're talking about how much fun it is to be spontaneous, and then the
I
minute I
think
start
you
doing
need
it,
to
you're like, what are
be-
you doing? Like, where are you going with this? What is
Yeah.
going on?
I think, okay, be where your feet are, because if you can't have fun unless you're present. I feel like Michelle might be able to talk more, but that's where I feel is the fun isn't there unless you're present in the moment. Like, I don't know, you don't like halfway do something and are like, that was so fun, and you mean it,
Oh, that
like
is
either you
true.
were there or you were not.
Yeah.
Whether you're physically there or not, either you were like, I remember one meeting, Sean Murphy came, an in-person meeting, and it was like 5 minutes after he sat down, he's like, how many times have you left this room since you've been sitting here? So that's kind of what I'm talking about, is how many times are you not in your own body? You're just off at last week's mistakes or next week's panics, or, just so
Mhm.
you can't have fun unless you're in your body,
The moment.
where
Yeah.
your feet are. So, and then I would feel like passion would kind of come in there. But anyway, I'm gonna throw it back to Michelle because that's the only part of it.
Michelle's like, what? Why are you coming back to me?
No, I agree with that. And that's actually something that I've been working on a lot, is being in the moment, because I have a
Mm.
tendency to always feel like I need to be productive. But like Jody's home now. And so I love to sit and watch TV with him. And sitting and watching TV for me is hard to do because I feel like I need to be doing something. And I feel like I'm wasting time, but that is not wasting time. Or when Leslie, my daughter, comes over on the weekend and we just have a fun time and chill. And you have to be in that moment. And so I have to consciously make an effort to be where my feet are. I got it tattooed on my foot for a reason, because I need that reminder constantly, because I have a tendency to either be in the past or be in the future and not be where my feet are. And when you are, you can really enjoy and soak in that moment, and you make memories, and it's amazing. But you have to consciously do it, because our brains have a tendency to not be there. I totally agree with you, Courtney.
Yeah,
I
I would
like
say it's
that.
almost the most productive thing you can do is just be there in the moment, whatever that is. And
Yeah.
it's like, I think it's a meme or something, but like if you don't have time to meditate at least 10 minutes a day, you're required to meditate an hour.
Yeah.
It's kind of that whole, like, if you think anything else is more important than your mental state right now. And this one, I mean, this is real personal to me, because all you have is right now. All you have is right now. So if you're not happy now, and I mean, yeah, we can go woo woo and time doesn't exist. So like 10 years from now, when you reach that moment, that date you wrote down for that goal, what time is it going to be? It's going to be now. So unless you can reframe your brain now, and I mean, take happiness on the journey, don't save it for the end when you reach your goal. It'll
Yep.
get you there a lot quicker. But it's I mean, I feel like it's a day of cliches, but like it's the adventures in the journey. It's not the destination. It's so you rob yourself of that for years, and then
And
people realize it late in life, and it's just heartbreaking to me. It's
I
heartbreaking.
feel better when I'm authentic.
mm-hmm. Me
I
too.
feel better when I'm authentic. I feel bad when I'm not being authentic. I don't even know
Imposter syndrome.
imposter.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever that opposite is. I feel like like that's not me. That's not really how I feel. That's not really.
I just had a realization. Okay, so whether people like you or not, when you're authentically you, you're fine with it because you're solid. You're there with yourself. However, let's say you do have imposter syndrome, or you're, I don't know, social media techniques, or this or that, or you're copying somebody or trying to be like somebody, and then the world doesn't respond to you like you want. Those are our most insecure moments. So it all
Mhm.
comes back to not being authentic. I just realized that what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
because imposter syndrome comes from the idea that you don't belong wherever it is that you're at,
Mhm.
because your skills are subpar, because you think that you're not worthy of being there. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Corey Hoffman.
Hey, Corey.
Hi,
Corey,
Corey.
small victories are still victories. That is the joy in the journey. That is
Yes.
true.
Yep.
That is
Yep.
true. And if you're
John.
being
Facts.
authentic, you got to look at those small victories.
Your future's just now stacked thousands of times. That's it.
Let's see here. John Nelson.
Always.
Health is as much emotional, spiritual, and mental well-being as it is physical.
Yeah.
100%.
That's 100%.
Maybe even more so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a way to incorporate health. I mean, reach out to Michelle. Like that's what they specialize in. But
Yes.
there's a way to incorporate health where I can't pinpoint a time it happened where I was like, yes, this is it. I figured out how to love health. But like I love my body. Like my body's been here with me. So like I realized I'd gone through my entire 20s like bashing my body or bashing this. Why do I always do that? Why do I always fail? Like stop. My body's still here with me, ready to give another go, another day. Like, so why not honor that? And that's, I don't know. There's just a
Your
way to
body's only
merge the
been here
two.
with you all your life. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
That's it. It's only been here
Literally, it's
forever.
been forming before your brain even was there. So it's like the love, like think of it like wouldn't you want to honor? I don't know. It's like when I go walking, I don't always feel like it in the morning, and I'm not doing it daily like Jesse, but it's like it starts with thank you for my right leg. Thank you for my left leg. Thank you for this. Thank you for two arms that go like this. So it's like silly, but like 5 minutes after doing that, I'm so full of gratitude and I mean it. Like that's real. And that's creating chemical reaction in my body, which is reproducing my cells and my cellular memory,
Yeah. I love in Tony Robbins' priming, he talks about gratitude for your heart that beats without you don't even have to think about it. It just is there beating for you and
what
allowing
a gift. What
a
He's
gift.
like,
That's what he says. What a gift. Something I want to go back to Courtney, when you were talking about being in the moment. I heard one time that in this very moment, there are no problems. And if you think about it, there aren't. Like right now, in this second, everything is perfect. And it's only when you're thinking to what's going to happen or what might happen or what this person thinks or what happened 2 minutes ago that you have problems. But in this very moment, right here, right now, there are no problems and everything's okay. And so that's a great thing about being where your feet are too. I just wanted to go back to that.
And
That's so
I
good.
love that. That's a gem, because who's to say we don't create that problem in that moment?
Yeah.
So that's where, I mean, we could talk about be where your feet are for the rest of our
could.
series forever.
Leslie's being where her feet are this morning.
Let's see here. Go ahead, Michelle.
She said, same. This is why I'm watching The Bachelorette this morning before I start back to work. LOL. Work keeps popping in my head. And I'm like, Leslie, relax for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good
it's
job.
okay to relax for a minute.
Good job, Les.
Yeah,
It's okay to relax for a minute.
absolutely.
Ah, this was a great conversation, guys.
Yeah.
I agree. Just, yeah.
We went from gratitude to passion to fun.
Yes. What are your final thoughts,
Being
Ricardo?
authentic.
I feel like Michelle and I, you dropped some goodies. What are you thinking?
I think for me, I always have to remind myself that I know what to do to feel good.
Yeah.
And if I know what to do to feel good, by default, I know what's making me feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just got to keep that reminder. And it's a lot easier to relish and look for those little tidbits and signs in the universe or whatever you call them than it is to take action. Like I could drown myself in a book right now to try to make myself feel better. But is that really going to help at the end of the day? Not really.
Action.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
What do I need to do today so I can end the day proud?
Correct.
That's kind of my
That's
go-to
it.
like chant. That's like, okay, if I just do that and I can end the day proud, that, builds into my quality of sleep, and that
Correct.
builds into how you wake up the next day. So
And reading 100 books, going to 5,000 seminars is not. At some point, it's kind of funny because I hear about people that did all this stuff and beyond and beyond and beyond. And then sometimes, depending on the person, I think, dude, you've already done all that? Like, what have you done, though?
Put
Like,
it into practice.
what have you done with it?
What have you done with it?
What is soaked in?
Yeah. What's going on? Well, I'll start whenever I go to this other thing. What? No, man.
The power's in now.
The power's in the now.
All the power's in now. Even if that's you're working, you're hustling, you're doing your relentless thing. But just like Leslie said, she needs to quiet her mind for a minute. The power's in now. So if you, it's y'all, hustle doesn't always mean like muscle and power and relentless. Like it can mean like hustling enough to be like, I have worked really hard for a few hours. I need to sit still for 10 minutes and meditate.
And not feel bad about it.
Take myself out to lunch and go drive down to the lake and eat a burger or something and chill out instead of sitting at my computer screen. The power's in now.
Is that what you do, Courtney? You go down to the lake to eat a burger?
Yeah. Yeah.
I picture you stopping by Whataburger, getting a number one, and then driving to the lake to eat your burger.
On the way to the lake. Yeah. Yeah. I'm lucky that Lake Ray hovered 7 minutes that way, and then Levant, whatever, my direction. But anyway, I'm blessed that I have my little nooks that I hide out at. But when COVID happened, I had to figure out something efficient that wasn't distracting me from my day, where I could just pop away, quiet my brain, and that's just how I do it.
And Jesse says, and not feeling guilty for taking that time for yourself.
Yes.
I love how, Michelle, when you were talking about watching TV, like in your head, logically, you start thinking, I need to be doing something. But in your heart, like, no, this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to be here because this makes me happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that.
This was a good episode, guys.
It was. Thank you, guys.
We'll be back on Monday with what, ladies?
Word of the week.
Yay. Remember to like and share the podcast. Go visit forceforgrowth.com to subscribe. Get us to over 1,000 downloads this month. Yay.
We're almost there.
Yes, we're almost there. We've totally revamped and revived and relaunched this podcast this year. Totally excited about that.
Yeah. Yes.
Th-
Oh, and Apple listeners, if you want to have a chance to win our amazing prize of the month, which is the Ultimate Relationship Program by Tony and Sage Robbins, $200 value, amazing program, then just leave us some feedback on what you thought and leave us a review as honest as possible, because that's authenticity is the only way. And then anyone else, hashtag Force for Growth, and just share it on any other platform. We are looking, we're tracking, and each share is a entry. And then Amazon Smile, because we're approaching baskets closer and closer. So if you shop on Amazon, shop instead of keying in Amazon.com, key in smile.amazon.com, and you can pick a charity to give to. So a portion of your purchases go, so it's nothing extra out of pocket. But our foundation is called the GX3 Foundation. So GX3, the number 3, and then foundation spelled out. But just a reminder to stretch your dollar as much as you can.
Thank you so much. Really good, Courtney.
Thanks.
Basket delivery, November 21st. Visit
Mhm.
basketsforgood.org. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.